So, are you planning to relocate to the UK for studies, or you actually got a job? There are some culture shock you should be aware of. So that's what we're going to discuss in this video. So hi guys, welcome to the Smiling Professor. My name is Bukola, and today in this video I'm going to discuss some culture shock that you may experience when you decide to relocate to the UK. So now let's just go straight into the video. The first one is the weather. So if you're anything like me and you're relocating from a hot country to the UK, the weather is quite different. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Nigerian and I relocated from Nigeria to the UK for my postgraduate studies. And when I came, I was really surprised on how cold it could be. It could really be cold in the UK. So when they say the weather is hot, it's like 16 degrees, and that's the temperature of our air condition in Nigeria. So it's really cold. And I've spoken a lot about this. So make sure that you have the proper clothing. So depending on the month you're traveling, you could actually be coming in the autumn, and that's just before the winter. So if you are a student and you are relocating in September or October or even November, it would be cold because that's just before the winter. And they also have different seasons in the UK, and this is something that you should be aware of. So you wear different clothing for different seasons. So in the spring or summer you wear light clothing, and in the winter you wear thick clothing because it is cold then. Another thing I was really surprised by is the driving. So the British drive on the left side of the road, while most people are right-handed. So if you're coming from a country such as Nigeria, most people in Nigeria drive on the right side of the road, while in the UK they drive on the left. So this was a culture shock for me, and it may be the same for you. So if you're planning to come to the UK and maybe use your international license to start driving, I feel that you have to take out time to actually go to driving school, just so you can familiarize yourself with driving on the left side of the road. Another culture shock for me was food. So in the UK, you don't have ready food available, especially food that is native to your country or your culture. The food that they sell in the UK is quite different from what you're used to. But this is dependent. So if you are actually relocating to a big city, you may have the advantage of actually having your local food being sold in some of the food shops. But if you're relocating to a small city, there is actually a very limited probability that you would actually find food from your local region. Another thing that is quite different in the UK is that if you have an appointment or a meeting, they keep to time. So I'm coming from a country that we normally say we have Nigerian time. Okay, not everyone. Please don't misquote me. I am not saying everybody in Nigeria uses Nigerian time. I'm just saying it's something that we have as a joke. So we expect sometimes, not everybody, to be 5 minutes late or 10 minutes late, and that's okay. But you can't do that in the UK. If your appointment is by 2 o'clock and you do not show up by 2 o'clock, I am really sorry. I'm not sure you'll be able to meet up with your appointment. So they're very particular about time. They always keep to time. So that was something that I had to make myself aware of. So because of that, I was always going to my appointment before time, just so I can make sure that I am not late. If you are late to appointments, they regard this as disrespectful actually, and they would not be happy with you. That was a very different thing that I experienced in the UK. If you're liking this video so far, please click the like button and leave a comment down in the comment section below, because it helps boost the video. And don't forget to share it with your family and friends. Now let's go back to our topic of discussion. Another thing was, in the UK, the police is actually your friend. I know in Nigeria we have this thing where we say the police is your friend, but in the UK they are actually your friend. What do I mean? So if you're lost or you don't know where you are or you have any questions, you can just approach a police officer and talk to him, and they would direct you on where to go and what to do and things like that. And finally, the UK's culture is very individualistic. So I know that I'm being very broad, but let me explain what I mean. So in the UK, in my Nigerian accent, everybody minds their business. So you could have a neighbor, and you and your neighbor have been living in the same estate or in the same environment for years, and you guys never say hi to each other. So no one is in your business. You're doing your own thing. when you're leaving your house, you just say hi, good morning, and you leave. No one is coming to knock on your door to tell you what's happening and things like that. So it could be very isolating actually, especially if you do not have family or you don't have friends or you're here all by yourself. So it's something that you should be aware of. So you have to actively try to make friends in the UK. You have to try to, let's say, go find people that share common interests with you. So for instance, if you play sports, go find sports club where you guys can play games together. That's the way you make friends or approach people. So if you don't do that, you could be very isolated in the UK. Did you experience culture shock when you moved to the UK? Please let me know what they are down in the comment section below. Do you have something to add to this conversation? Please feel free to put it down in the comment section below. I want to say thank you to everybody who's watched to the end of this video. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the red button below. Also like and share my videos, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you always know when I upload. Thanks guys, see you next week. Bye guys.